Right. Let's podcast. Did you definitely turn that on? Because last time...
I turned it on.
Because last time
I know how
Jake,
sockets work.
Did you watch that?
No.
So I can't remember whether it was the last time we recorded, which would have been 2 weeks ago, or whether it was 4 weeks ago, which would have been 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago on the podcast.
It was when I was sat there, wasn't it?
Jake was sitting there, my laptop was about to die, and at the break, what we've just done, I plugged my laptop in, I gave him the plug, and I said, Jake, can you plug that in? 10 minutes into the podcast, my laptop goes, you really should plug it in now. It gave me the 5% warning.
So you just plugged it in and didn't
And I was like, Jake, did you turn that plug socket on when you plugged my laptop in? He went, yeah, I know how plugs work. And then he hadn't, at all. Just absolutely.
I'm going to check now just because I don't want to do it. But I definitely did.
It was really off-putting because there's one side that had one plug-in that looked like it was switched on. So then I switched the other one to the Magic thinking it was switched on, but it wasn't.
No, they're all on.
That's fine. I believe you. And I also foolishly believe
me.
Jake. Right, let's get on with the podcast.
Martin.
Steady. Christian Horner. You can't say Christian Horner and coming around the world. Leave Red Bull in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah.
If Max does decide to leave. Let's say Max doesn't even go to McLaren. Let's just say he leaves.
Just leave the sport.
So there's now
like what I predicted at the start of the season.
So there's now a seat up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ahead at the Apex. I'm your host, Jost. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ahead at the Apex podcast. I am your host, Josh, and today I am joined by my almost permanent podcaster, Jake.
Hello.
Say hi, Jake. And today, again, we are joined by returning fan favourite and council member, Cam.
Yo.
I should clarify that he's not actually a member of any council. He is a member of the Ahead of the Apex Council, which consists of myself, Tim, Matty, and Cam.
Which I still haven't received my hat.
This is the first podcast you've done since you requested a hat.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
And if I'm honest, this has been a surprise that you were available for this podcast.
Needless to say, I have seen Josh multiple times in between podcasts.
I'd like to point out, though, that we are both still members of a pool team, and I left the pool team group chat over a week ago, and you haven't noticed.
No, I haven't. No. I didn't know you did that.
You said, yeah, but you're not an actual doctor, though, and then I left the chat.
I didn't see it. I also didn't know that was in the pool chat.
Yeah. Well, shows how much we talk.
I'll add you back.
Thanks. Today, we are going to be putting on our rumour hat, really. I didn't bring my speculation hat, but I should have done. I should have got Cam one, but didn't, clearly. The shop doesn't exist anymore, mate. The shop doesn't exist anymore. I let it slide until we have more of a following. But I can get you a hat.
Thank you.
We're going to be putting on our rumour mill hats. So Christian Horner is in the news this week. Max Verstappen is making headlines this week. Toto Wolff is making headlines this week. But on top of that, in the world of MotoGP, we finally have some seats confirmed for 2027, which means now we can speculate about where anybody else is going. And I'm sure, Cam, you will have lots to say on the subject.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, great.
Absolutely. I'll do some Googling. And
yeah.
I'll be aware.
Yeah. Today as well, we would also really like to have had some questions from the audience, but we haven't yet. If you want to get in touch with us, we had some a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
If you want to get in touch with us via our social channels, the best way to get in touch with us is to head over to our Patreon, AAT Apex, and become a member. It's completely free. You can get involved with our From Our Perspective series, as well as race chats, and you can, of course, send us your questions for every podcast recording session. Alternatively, you can get in touch via Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter using the handle at AAT Apex. We're very popular on Instagram at the minute about WEC. That is doing some absolute business. Finally, why not leave us a review and a comment on Spotify or wherever you like to get your podcasts. You don't actually have to like the podcast, of course. Just leave us a 5-star review. That'd really help us. Let's all play the algorithm. We hope you like the podcast. I hope you like it.
Look,
I like it.
Podcasts are like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Sometimes you're going to pick one up and it's going to have a lovely soft caramel filling.
Oh, yes.
And that's like the F1 podcast.
Yeah.
You always know that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And then every now and then you're going to get the WEC one. And that's probably the chewy caramel.
Or a hazelnut.
Because it takes a little longer to digest.
Yeah.
There's long races.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So
we did the math. Le Mans is like 12 F1 races in one go. That's a lot to talk about.
And then, the MotoGP ones, I'm sure we've got plenty of MotoGP fans.
Yeah, but that's a little bit like a fruit and nut, right?
It's a bit like fruit and nut, bit like maybe like the espresso ones that you get, the chocolatey ones.
Yeah.
Because you might like MotoGP, you might not like Jake.
Yeah, thanks. If you don't like Jake, please feel free to write us a comment on Spotify that says, I don't like Jake, 5 stars.
5 stars.
That'd be great. That'd really help us out. It helps boost us up and it helps us acquire more listeners, which of course helps us make better content for you guys. You can also find the podcast on YouTube. That comes out every Friday. Amazon Music every Wednesday, Castbox every Wednesday, and in various other places too. The only place you can't find is Amazon Podcasts. Boo. It's a long story. The podcast email is an official Amazon Apple account. It will not let me log in. I have tried. Even when I do password reset on the Apple account, it sends me the password reset to the email, so it knows it exists as an Apple account. But it just won't let me log in.
Basically, if you've got Apple Music, this is not an ad. Wish it was. Get Spotify.
Yeah. Wish it was. Let's get on with it, boys, hey? So I actually want to start where we roughly left off last time, which was with Christian Horner making some headlines.
Not for the wrong reasons this time.
I know. He's back.
He has kept it in his trousers.
Maybe. What are the rumours, Cam? Enlighten us.
So the rumours going around the F1 world is that Aston Martin...
Steady. Christian Horner. You can't say Christian Horner and coming around the world.
Is that Aston Martin are reportedly reaching out to Christian Horner and trying to see if he would be interested in taking the head role, which is very interesting because I thought one of the reasons why Adrian Newey left Red Bull was because of Christian Horner.
Yeah.
But is he now sort of saying, I can't do everything?
I can't do everything. I don't know whether the Adrian Newey leaving Red Bull was necessarily directly because of Christian Horner, or whether it was just all of that attention, all of that media attention at the Red Bull side because of what Christian Horner had allegedly done. And he was just a bit like, I don't really want to do that anymore. I don't really want that over me anymore. I don't want to be asked questions about that anymore. I don't want to be associated with that media story, which is about the whole Red Bull dynamic, what's going on at Red Bull, what's going on with Christian, all of that stuff. Also, Lawrence Stroll knows how to put zeros on the end of a paycheck.
Right, he does. Yeah, he does.
Right? He knows how to sign the check. And I'm sure Adrian has been well compensated.
Because if we remember to my pre-season predictions, I predicted that Alonso would get very fed up very quickly and leave. That doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm presuming he's getting a lot of
there's
compensation.
some fat zeros at the end of that paycheck. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Newey got to as well. Newey wanted to finish the Valkyrie stuff, right? And that project. And I don't know if that's ever going to materialize, but do you remember the WEC shaped car with a Formula One halo and a Valkyrie engine that was seen driving around Silverstone?
Yes,
a completely blacked out thing, and it was like filmed from like a 2008 mobile phone sort of video. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I assume he's had a hand in that pie, because that is, I think that's supposed to be like the 919 Evo, the Porsche thing that broke a load of records a few years ago. Do you remember that? It was their WEC car, but without the WEC restrictions. It was completely unchained, and it just went around every major track in Europe and just broke every single record.
Yeah.
Well done, Porsche.
Yeah. So I assume that they're building something to do that, but I don't know. Their WEC car's doing pretty well this year, but I assume that that's what that project is. And I assume that that's, he wasn't able to do that at Red Bull.
It wouldn't be able to, would he? Unless it was a promotion with...
Yeah.
Sponsors or whatever.
Well, with a manufacturer, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you've also got to remember the time when that happened, Red Bull were going through a power dynamic change as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I just knew he was done with it. And some people like a new challenge as well. Yeah. And he just bought a new home.
He certainly got that.
Just bought a new home in Oxfordshire. And
I mean, he loves designing cars that much. He's going to do 2 in 1 year.
I know. Crazy.
So far.
Yeah.
So far. The worst day of your life. So far.
Worst contract you've signed.
To quote Homer Simpson.
It won't be the worst contract he's signed.
But I have also seen rumours that Christian Horner he was approached by Ferrari when the whole "is Fred the right man for the job" question arose, sort of mid last year. Seems like that rumour's died down.
Yeah.
I can't see Christian at Ferrari anyway. I can't see that being a working relationship.
Then there was talk of him going to Alpine.
Yeah, he was part of a conglomerate trying to take over Alpine.
Yep.
That seems to not have happened either. Flavio's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Can we just say?
Then they're just maybe deciding, we're actually pretty good. We're not going to sell anymore.
Yeah. Everybody sort of doubted whether Flavio was the right decision for modern Formula One. And actually, I think he's done a really fantastic job.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a rumor about him maybe going to Haas, but he's also been on saying that he doesn't believe that bringing somebody in as team principal who is a technical mind, so like Ayo Komatsu and James Vowles, is necessarily the right move for team principal. Weird he would say that, and then his best mate Adrian went to Aston Martin. But Ayu's doing a great job, so fair play. There was also a rumor of him linked to Cadillac, but I think that was just literally anybody would take Christian Horner.
Yeah, I think that's...
I think this Aston Martin one's got a bit of traction,
I expect it, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like Lawrence Stroll, as much as he seems to have this endless pot of money, he will want results, and that's why he's got Adrian Newey in.
Yep.
And I think he'll have sat down with him, and I think it's Adrian Newey saying that I can't be team principal, and I can't be doing this as well. Yeah. I need to focus solely on the car. And he said, well, who do we get? And he's like...
Who's got experience turning a backmarker team into an absolute monster?
And
Christian Horner.
Ross Brawn.
and I think Adrian Newey...
Can't have him, he's gone to Pramac.
I think he's professional enough to say, I might not particularly like this guy anymore, but from a professional standpoint, there might not be anyone better.
Yeah.
And it could also be quite a positive thing for Lawrence as well, because getting a team principal in who really doesn't mind if having only one main driver could keep his son in the seat a lot longer as well.
Do you think Lawrence Stroll, his knowledge of Formula One ended in like 2013? Let's look at what he's done. He brought in Sebastian Vettel at a time when Sebastian Vettel was maybe considering a slowing down position. And it's come out recently actually of why Vettel started to slow down and sort of focus on other things. And it was all the Jules Bianchi stuff. He's done a podcast recently. Somebody managed to track him down for a podcast, and he did an interview. And
I haven't seen that.
It's a good watch. It explains a lot, actually. And then when Vettel left, he was like, I know, Fernando Alonso, he'll do. He's great.
Let's get the guy that was replaced by the guy that I'm now replacing.
Yeah. And also, Adrian Newey, what's he doing lately? I mean, he just that Red Bull he designed was an absolute monster. Let's get him in. Christian Horner, he was great at Red Bull. Do you think that his knowledge of F1 is like, I want the glory days back?
Have you noticed the pattern?
Next, he's going to pull out Mark Webber.
Have you noticed the pattern, though? Just buying ex-Red Bull mechanics.
The thing that annoys me, though, is getting them two back together. It's like getting Batman and Robin, isn't it?
It's the dream.
It will work. It might not work overnight.
Yeah.
But if you give them 5 years, eventually, at the end of that 5 years, they're going to have a car that is going to be very, very, very good.
Did Jaguar go bust in 2004?
Yeah.
So Red Bull started in 2005.
Yes.
5 years.
It just so happens that it was about the time that they lost a diamond on the front of the car.
That's got nothing to do with it. There's a whole thing. There's a whole race series called Bring Back V10s that covered how Jaguar went downhill. We're not touching that. Okay. That's already been.
So it would work. It just would. Like if he's serious about having a contender for a drivers' championship, I mean, obviously, he isn't going to be his son.
No.
But if you get Christian Horner, if you get Adrian Newey, and you get
Max Verstappen,
I don't think Max does.
Max would not go.
But I could see an Oscar Piastri.
Oh, easy.
I think it could work. And
it's interesting.
I don't think it could work. It will work.
It's interesting you would say that, Cam. That is such a good segue. It's almost like I'd written it down, except I actually didn't write it down. We're just one mind. We are hive mind. McLaren and Max Verstappen is making some news this week. So again, we are pre-British Grand Prix, just for the listener. We are pre-British Grand Prix. We've just had the Austrian Grand Prix. And in classic Max Verstappen fashion, to sort of whip Red Bull into shape, he and his team have been talking to McLaren. Now, okay, there's probably a lot of drivers and a lot of management teams that are talking to other Formula One teams all the time. But why this is so interesting is because Max has been vocal that he hates this regulation set, and he's quite happy to just disappear from Formula One and move to WEC and move to German touring car racing and all sorts of things, right? Endurance racing around the Nordschleife, maybe take a crack at IndyCar, maybe take a crack at Le Mans.
Triple Crown? Triple Crown?
Yeah, and he's also been really interested in Super Formula in Japan. I think it's quite interesting.
I'd say that's a step down, really, for Max, but yeah.
It is, but the cars are far more interesting.
Yeah.
So, during Red Bull's home Grand Prix, because of course it was, Max's team is talking to McLaren. And, Red Bull had brought all these upgrades, done a lot of good work. Max is busy talking to McLaren. The interesting thing about McLaren is there's no seat.
They're both contracted till at least 2028, aren't they?
But the rumour is that Piastri would go the other way.
To Red Bull. I have heard that. Because Red Bull have no one else.
And who is Piastri's manager?
Mark Webber.
Where did he used to drive?
Red Bull.
It kind of all hinges on Mark Webber either wanting to move to Red Bull with Oscar or not, really.
Well, no, it's all on Verstappen.
Let's
put it this way:
it's all on Verstappen.
If McLaren have the chance of getting Verstappen, they're getting him. Like Oscar isn't going to have a say in this. If any team has the chance of getting Max Verstappen, I'm sorry, you take him.
It's believed, it's Max, we know about Max, but it's believed that only 2 drivers have end of contract clauses on the entire grid. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton.
Yep.
Lewis can decide at any moment that he's done with Formula One. That's the clause. There's no performance clause. It's just that Lewis has written into his contract. It's believed that at any moment he can decide, I'm done, I'm retiring, I'm gone.
Which is fair, bearing his age.
That's fair. Yeah. He's paid a lot of money at Ferrari, but that's written into his contract.
Yep.
Again, that is speculation. That one I do not know. Max Verstappen's, on the other hand, we know, a performance clause.
Yeah.
And we know, because it's been said multiple times, that he has to be second in the World Championship by the summer break, or he can activate his clause. Yeah. Now, he wasn't last year, and he chose not to activate his clause. He was the last few years, but before that, he didn't have the clause. Now, he's nowhere near second this year. Nowhere near. In fact, I think for him to be second by the summer break, he would need to win all of... No, he can't do it, because George is 60-odd points ahead. George would have to DNF every race. Impossible. It's pretty much impossible.
Because Hamilton would have to DNF as well.
It's also believed that he doesn't have to activate the clause until October. And he doesn't have to tell the team that he's activated the clause until October.
Yep.
So he has a 3-month window in which he can activate this clause, not tell the team, and leave Red Bull completely off guard.
Yeah, in the lurch, trying to find a driver. Yeah.
But Red Bull have a problem because they've got Tsunoda on the bench. Not really. I don't see that happening.
He's likely
They've
to go
got
to
Hajar, who is still very inexperienced, Lawson, who is inconsistent, and Lindblad, who is in his rookie season. In F2, they've also got Solov, who's doing bits, and they had Iwasa, but he's gone to
Super Formula
in Japan, who they could call on. They don't really have anybody else. They don't really have the next generation
don't have
talent.
That top level driver that is just there, sat there waiting.
Correct. So that would leave Red Bull in a bit of a pickle.
Moment. Yeah.
If Max does decide to leave. Let's say Max doesn't even go to McLaren. Let's just say he leaves.
Just leave the sport.
So there's now
like what I predicted at the start of the season.
So there's now a seat at Red Bull. Red Bull are looking pretty good at the moment, but there's no guarantee that they will be good forever. They don't really have anybody to promote from within, so they would probably look to save face and hire somebody big. Whether that's a final year for Lewis, although I don't see that happening. Whether that's a Charles Leclerc, but he's pretty locked into his contract at Ferrari. Whether that's a George Russell, don't really see that happening either. Don't see Mercedes letting Antonelli go. Could see them letting George go, but don't see them letting Antonelli go because he's their next thing.
No, if Antonelli ever leaves Mercedes, he's forced his way out.
Yeah. Could see a Fernando Alonso.
Like I predicted.
Could see... I don't see them bringing... Oh, hello.
Mr. Fly.
The Wasp, isn't it? Hornet.
Yeah, Hornet.
We're trying to record a podcast in here. Get out. Thank you. Honestly. Wow. The nerve.
Check you out. Got to do a little.
Where was I? Could see Alonso going. Could see them looking for Gasly, but he seems pretty locked in at Alpine. Could see them taking Albon or Sainz. Would be a shout.
I could see Sainz.
I could see Sainz.
I can't see Albon.
I can't see Behrman breaking the Ferrari ties. Ocon maybe, but
I can honestly, regardless of whether Max goes to McLaren, I can see Piastri.
I can see Piastri.
Just because I think he realised last year at the end of it, it's Lando's team. And it is quite an easy connection to make with Mark Webber.
Yep. We know Webber doesn't get on too well with Horner. So now Horner's not a Red Bull. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I think the other question though would be what happens further up and down the grid.
Well, this is the point, right? So Max leaving Red Bull leaves a very desirable seat that everybody from sort of Alpine downwards,
anyone non-top 4 team basically,
plus Piastri, would be interested in. Which then leaves a seat at McLaren or leaves a seat at Aston Martin, who may turn up with an absolute weapon from Belgium onwards. We don't know. Or Alpine, which is a very desirable seat right now. Or it might leave a seat at Racing Bulls, which is also a very desirable seat. Plus it brings in, people looking to jump ship, like Sainz or Albon looking to jump ship to, say, Haas or Racing Bulls, or even an Aston Martin seat.
Even the Hulkenberg leaving Audi.
It's as big a shift as Lewis leaving Mercedes.
Yeah. I was going to say, it could really open the door because I think Sainz at the minute would snap at a new seat.
Yeah.
I mean, I still sort of see him going to Audi.
Yep.
He's kind of the Hulkenberg replacement.
But could you see a Hulkenberg filling in for a year or two at Red Bull?
No.
Yeah, I can.
I could
easily.
sign him on a short contract, wait for Lawson to get more consistent, sign Lawson back to Red Bull.
All in, lad.
I think Red Bull would chuck everything to get Piastri.
Oh, 100%. And it's the right move for them. It is absolutely the right move for them. It's whether Piastri wants to or not. And I think he probably does.
Yeah. I think he wants to go somewhere and know that he's the main man.
But then who goes to McLaren? If Verstappen doesn't go to McLaren,
Sainz.
because again, I don't see Verstappen going to Ferrari or Mercedes. I see that those two boats have sailed. Like, okay, Toto might entertain the fact that he could replace George with Max if George doesn't win the World Championship, but I don't see him announcing that during George's potential championship season.
Yeah. See, I know you just said Sainz. I can't see, as much as we know Sainz and Lando get on, I just don't think Sainz goes back to be number two.
No.
I think he goes to Audi to be number one.
Or Red Bull to be number one.
Yeah. He don't go to McLaren to be number two, to Lando.
I think from obviously a McLaren fan's perspective, that would be excellent to have that relationship back. But it has been said quite recently by Lando, by Sainz, by multiple people in McLaren on, not mainstream podcasts, but just on socials in general, that they would be happy for Sainz to come back for a few years if a seat opened up.
Yeah, but would Sainz?
Yeah,
that's
but-
what I'm saying.
yeah,
that is the question.
I just don't think Sainz goes to be. I think Lando would love to it, and so would
Yeah.
Zach Brown. I think they'd love to have Sainz back. Why wouldn't you? What a great driver. But I don't think Sainz sees himself going back to be number two. That was sort of partly the reason why he went to Ferrari in the first place.
But he went to be a number two at Ferrari.
No, I think he went thinking he can be better than Leclerc.
Yep, I agree.
But it's that move McLaren to Ferrari obviously makes a lot of sense for a lot of drivers because multiple drivers have done it or had stints in between.
I'm telling you right now, there's no chance Sainz gets back into Ferrari.
No,
It's Behrman next.
But like, if you're leaving a team that has their academy driver that is all set up in that team and has that team built around him, why would you then go to another team that has the same situation at Ferrari? Like, for example, what Sainz did.
Well,
McLaren with Lando.
Well, one, it's
to join
Ferrari.
Leclerc at Ferrari.
Yeah, it's Ferrari.
Like,
I'm sorry. I know McLaren are the current reigning champions, but going to McLaren is not the same as going to Ferrari.
No, and I know that, but it would be the lure of Ferrari that brought Sainz there, not the fact he'd be number one.
The thing is, it was beneficial for both because Ferrari was also very interested in having the Santander money.
Yes,
Obviously.
So it was beneficial for both. But Carlos Sainz didn't go to Ferrari thinking I'm number two. He just didn't. And I think his performance proved that as well.
Sainz needs to be careful he doesn't end up in the Alonso situation of just bouncing from team to team to team. I think his best move, given Williams this year, is back to Red Bull.
It's either back to Red Bull away from Ferrari.
He was in the academy, so he knows how that works. He knows how brutal it is. It's not as brutal as it used to be, but also he never got that call to Red Bull.
No, Max did.
Whereas Max did. And honestly, he's top 4 drivers on the grid.
Sainz has very good consistency.
I'm not sure if it's consistency. I think he's just quick.
Yeah.
He's quick in race trim. He's not necessarily quick in quali. But he's quick in race trim.
But that could be the Williams because he has been quick in quality on the race before.
It's sort of like an 8 out of 10 in a race, like 6 or 7 out of 10 in qualifying, isn't it?
But on his day, he's unbeatable.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's just not. I'm sorry, Ian, because you give me 80% of Verstappen, he's beating a 100% Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, but that's like comparing Ronaldo.
No.
Ronaldo
He said on his day,
two-player.
he's the fastest. He isn't. He isn't. That's not true.
Silverstone 24 springs to mind.
Yeah.
Silverstone not 24, 22.
It was 24.
No, 24 was Lewis.
Oh, yeah, 23 then. Yeah.
Top 4 drivers, interesting though. I just don't think so.
I don't know if you know this, guys. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 races. And every single one of those 8 races has been a unique podium this year. And for the first, I think it was 5 races. When did we last do a podcast? Were there 5 races or 6 races? The first 5, at least the first 5, were drivers who had never stood on the podium as a threesome. Ever, before this year. But we have had 8 unique podiums. Those podiums are in order. So Australia, China, Japan, Miami, Canada, Monaco, Barcelona, and Austria. Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc. Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton. Antonelli, Piastri, Leclerc. Antonelli, Norris, Piastri. Antonelli, Hamilton, Verstappen. Antonelli, Hamilton, Gasly. Hamilton, Russell, Norris. Russell, Verstappen, Antonelli. In that order. I have put here that I believe there is no way currently to discern form or a pecking order, and that everything so far has been absolutely potluck. And I'd like to know what you guys think about that.
I think to a degree, I'm like, yes.
Oh, you almost did the thing.
Yeah. But I think there is definitely a pecking order, but I don't think it's driver related. I think it's team related.
I think Mercedes is definitely at the top.
Mercedes have to be at the top, but outside of that, it's kind of...
I don't think you can discern anything else. Like, who's better, Red Bull or Ferrari? I couldn't tell you. Who's better, Red Bull or McLaren? Couldn't tell you.
It changes every race, it seems.
Who's better, Alpine, Racing Bulls? Couldn't tell you. Audi and Haas? Couldn't tell you.
I think there's only 2, like, dead certains that I can go.
Aston Martin are the worst, and Mercedes are the best.
Top. Yeah. And Cadillac kind of just sits above Aston.
But there's
the only trouble that I don't put it down to potluck.
Okay.
I think in certain scenarios it is, because pitting under virtual safety cars and stuff like that are very beneficial. Like, but there's one sort of mainstay in it, and the reason why I've had all these new podiums is because of Antonelli. That's the reason. I mean, didn't Antonelli get a podium last year? Got one, did at least one. So
he's his first win this year.
He's been on every podium apart from in Barcelona where he DNF'd.
And that's why we're getting all the new.
Yeah, of course. So, but like, I'm looking at it going, okay, take Antonelli out and Russell out. You've got a podium with Leclerc on, a podium with Hamilton on, Piastri and Leclerc, Norris and Piastri, Hamilton and Verstappen, Hamilton and Gasly, Norris, Verstappen, in that order.
I think
Some weeks it's Red Bull, some weeks it's McLaren, some weeks it's Ferrari.
It's between Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren. Mm-hmm. It's just who's going to be
second,
who's going to sort of be quickest out of those 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Ferrari have been the best out of those 3
on average.
Yeah. But the issue is now is we don't actually know, was the Red Bull pace really, is it gonna be true? Like, are we gonna? I feel like McLaren. I don't think McLaren are gonna keep up with Max and the Ferraris.
Okay.
That's my only thing, unless Max goes to McLaren. Which I don't know if I'd hate that. You would start to have a disliking for Verstappen as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd hate it too. I just, it's not that I don't like Max. I just don't want him.
The Dutch army could be orange and papaya. Oh my God.
One of the reasons. Then how do you discern whether he's a McLaren fan or a Max fan?
If you're a Max fan, you automatically... This is the thing. Sport fans, we're fickle. Yep. We are fickle, right?
Yeah.
If Max Verstappen came to McLaren and won 5 world championships, you would love Verstappen.
No.
This
year... You would.
Listen, look at me. Look at me. Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes.
I am the captain.
You see me? Ferrari shirt. Ferrari tattoo. How long have I been a Ferrari fan?
All of my life.
How long have I hated Hamilton?
All of my life.
This year, I have said 3 things good about Hamilton. First of all, he was right. Secondly, he got his first win, and that was pretty cool. And thirdly, this morning, I said he's back in the championship fight. Listen to how I've changed already.
Right, and I told Josh this just over a year ago, you will end up somewhat liking, well, not liking, but even putting up with. And he was like, no, what? I don't like him. And I said to him then, sport fans are fickle, right? And you would be the same. I'm the same. I despise Hamilton. I've got up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the Chinese Grand Prix
and to
cheer on anyone but Hamilton. Right?
And then he goes and wins a sprint race.
And I'm all for it. Like it, you know, loving or hate him when they're driving for your team, I'm all for it.
Hearing the national anthem of Italy you cannot feel sad hearing that anthem. Like the British one is a bit dreary. I get it. It's a bit right, but the Italian one is all dun, 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 and it's just
and the only thing that makes it better is if it goes into the German one.
Exactly, or the German one into the Italian one. Yeah. That's the real one. The Antonelli, and even Antonelli winning in a Mercedes brings a little bit of joy in my head because it's dun 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 into dun 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 dun, and I'm like, yes.
The only thing is with Antonelli flashbacks. It does make me sad because I hate the fact he isn't a Ferrari driver.
I know.
He should be. Why? We've finally got a really good Italian F1 driver. How is he not a Ferrari driver?
We've got an Italian F1 driver winning the World Championship currently, leading the World Championship. We've got an Italian MotoGP rider leading the World Championship. And if Ferrari pull their sock out in WEC, we'll have an Italian constructor leading the WEC Championship. And the sad thing is, we only hear the Italian national anthem followed by the German national anthem because Antonelli will not drive for Ferrari currently. Other than that, we hear Italian, and German. We only hear once in MotoGP because he's on an Italian bike, and we only hear it once when Giovinazzi wins in a Ferrari because he's an Italian in an Italian car. We could be hearing 3 sets of Italian national anthems with nothing else in between.
I think that would get quite boring.
No, never get boring.
Can never get bored of that.
Yeah, but the Italian national anthem needs to come alongside the German one.
No.
It just does.
It's better.
It's better.
It's definitely better.
It feels right.
It just feels right.
It feels right in your heart.
For whatever reason, it just works though.
It does.
It's seamless.
It feels right in your heart, but it has to go second. And if it can't go second, it needs to stand alone.
Yeah.
I think we're just all mind washed by Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, maybe. That film comes out this year, you know?
It does.
Really?
Kaiser, yeah. It's coming. That's pretty good. Before we go on to MotoGP, we kind of talked about it in last week's episode, and now we're 2 weeks beyond the British Grand Prix, but as of time of recording, we are 1 hour, 26 minutes and 35 seconds away from FP1. Podium for the British Grand Prix. I'm going to make predictions now. Jake, you can start.
Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton.
Honestly, I'm thinking Russell Ham, no.
So a repeat of the
Russell Ham, no. Well, so all the British drivers.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only British drivers in Norris to take his podium. McLaren.
Cam? I don't know why I do this to him. I invite him on this podcast only to then give him abuse.
I think I'm going to be a bit boring.
I'll just disconnect your brakes.
I'm going to go. I'm going to back Kimi Antonelli to bounce back.
Sure.
Because he's given me no reason not to think he's going to bounce back. It has been 3
races since we heard the Italian national anthem.
So I'm going to go Antonelli, no particular order, by the way. I'm going to go Antonelli, Verstappen.
No, I want them in order.
Yeah, I did them in order.
Russell Hamilton Norris.
I'm going to go, right. I'm going to say the stars align and Hamilton wins. Because for whatever reason, it just does at Silverstone for him. And then I'm going to go Antonelli Verstappen.
Okay. I don't think that. I think Kimi Antonelli will win the Grand Prix. I think Charles Leclerc will finish second and Max Verstappen will finish third. I do not see any of the British Formula One drivers making it to the podium.
So you see Charles Leclerc having a bit of a bounce back.
Yep. Right, okay. Before we finish the podcast, we were going to do a lot more MotoGP stuff this week, but it's been quite Formula One heavy because we've missed a few Grand Prix. We've had a few back-to-back, and also Cam's here, which means I want to tap into that wealth of Formula One knowledge. A couple of topics that we're going to record next week, which will come at you in a week or two's time. First of all, Marc Marquez, we think he's back in the fight. We're going to talk about that next week. We're going to wait and see how it plays out at the German Grand Prix. We are relieved to hear that Marco Bezzecchi is injury-free following his horrendously scary crash at the Dutch Grand Prix at Turn 12.
Oh, was that the one I saw on TikTok?
It was enormous, mate. It's
that's the one where like bike flipped up and he went rolling. Bad that.
So there are two circuits on the MotoGP calendar that are horrendously scary because they're high speed. One of them is Mugello, and thankfully we avoided all injuries at Mugello. Yep. The other one is the Dutch Grand Prix at Assen, mainly because
it's Turn 12, isn't it?
Turn 12 is essentially like Turn 8 at Turkey, where it's straight corner, but it's counted as one turn. And actually, it's so fast now on MotoGP bike that they're having to brake mid-corner and wobble. And he got sucked into the air behind Marc Marquez ahead, and just the bike just went, and he was VMAX and just across gravel. But thankfully, he is okay, and he will return at the Dutch Grand Prix absolutely fine. We are also going to talk about Pedro Acosta, who has had lots of issues with his KTM recently, the most recent of which was actually an issue with himself.
Yeah.
At the Dutch Grand Prix, his hand cramped up and he wasn't able to...
it's carpal tunnel, apparently.
Carpal tunnel, but a lot of people thought it was arm pump surgery. So arm pump surgery is because the grip levels in MotoGP is so high, the sac of fluid that sits in your arm that controls your muscle contractions needs draining so that they don't get fatigue. So they have this huge sac of fluid removed from their arms so that they can grip endlessly. Yeah.
You'll see it.
So that'll be like effectively like lactic acid?
Yep.
Yeah. You'll see everyone's got a little cut here.
Cut here on their arm and on here. And they have it removed. Usually totally legal.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Mental, innit?
It's because they're gripping for like
I understand why they're getting it done, but still that's...
But everybody thought it was like, it's carpal tunnel. The next thing we're going to save for next week is the Trackhouse 1-2, which was pretty impressive. We will discuss that in great depth next week because Ayagura finally got his first win. But we have had some news this week about the confirmed seats for the 2027 lineup. And we've been teasing this for a while because we've had speculation after speculation after speculation. But we finally have 4 teams confirmed. Jake, what are the 4 teams and who's confirmed?
I've got it up.
Cam, who are the 4 teams and who's confirmed?
Right, so Ducati Lenovo, the reigning world champions, they're set to retain Marc Marquez until at least 2028.
I know, big news.
The Spaniard will have a new teammate, though, in Pedro Acosta.
Yep.
Who moves from KTM, and the Shark will also be in Ducati Red until at least 2028.
Confirmed, yep.
Yep.
So, unproven, unrace winner rider joining the greatest of all time.
I have heard of Pedro Acosta, though.
You have?
Yes. So, it must be pretty good.
He's good. He's kind of like... you know how everyone was like, oh, Hulkenberg's really good, but he's never won a podium. He's never got a podium.
Right.
You remember that conversation. And put him in a good team and he'll be great. Acosta's exactly like that, except that he is doing absolute bits on the KTM, but every time a potential race win comes along, either he's overtaken by Marc Marquez or his bike breaks down. He looked like he was on for an absolute stormer of a win in Barcelona until his bike gave up the ghost. Alex Marquez hit the back of him and sprayed everybody, including Acosta and himself, with debris as the bike went tumbling under the bridge. Yep. Then somehow managed to limp it back to the pits for the restart, which they're allowed to do, got on the second bike, was leading the race until something went wrong with his brake, his tyres. His tyres faded, and then he was overtaken by 4 riders, and the 4th rider who came through knocked him off at the final corner. What does this guy have to do to win a race, right?
And it's not just that race, it's been happening all year.
All year. And all for the last 2 or 3 years, just something comes along. Like, okay, he's not on his day all the time.
Put it into F1 sense, is it a bit like whenever Lando looked like he was going to get his first win?
Yep.
And then it was like, it's broken.
It's
or
broken.
It started
raining. Yeah, it's broken. Yeah. Or Charles Leclerc looks like he's going to win the Monaco Grand Prix, and then of the day, the gearbox doesn't work, right? It's like that. Okay, who's at Aprilia? Jake.
So Aprilia factory, the trackhouse hasn't been confirmed yet. We've got Bezzecchi still retaining Bezzecchi. That's great.
Okay.
Have you decided to match that up with another Italian rider in Bagnaia?
Well, of course, because the seat was free for Acosta at Ducati.
Yes.
Yeah. He's been very underwhelming this year.
He has
so we'll
been.
see. But
This
that's
all
two
depends-
Italians on an Italian bike, so that's cool.
It all depends on, because obviously new regs completely, pretty much.
Yeah.
It all depends on how good that bike is.
But Cam, I hear you ask. Aprilia had 2 riders already this year, so where has Martin gone?
Martin, let me just find it.
You weren't ready for that question, were you?
I wasn't. Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP.
Factory Yamaha.
So, question here. I'm really sorry. I know someone's going to be like, he shouldn't be on this podcast. So, what's happened to the Valentino Rossi one?
Right, so Monster Yamaha, Factory Yamaha is where Rossi used to be.
Yes, but then he got his own team, didn't he?
Right, so let me clarify. Rossi, as you picture him, on the blue bike with the yellow.
Yeah, that's Yamaha Racing.
That's this Yamaha.
Yeah.
Then Rossi went off to Ducati.
Yes.
For a while.
Then he went back.
Back to Yamaha, but he went to Petronas Yamaha,
Which is this,
which was their second team.
Right. Okay.
That was the team he finished off at, because Rossi was replaced at Yamaha with somebody else, and then eventually Quartararo. Correct?
I think so.
Petronas Yamaha MotoGP was, I'm sure, a satellite team. Sepang Racing Team, yeah. Was a Malaysian Grand Prix motorcycle racing team, operated until the end of 2021, and was owned by the Sepang International Circuit. Interesting. So yes, they were a satellite team.
Yep.
Rossi then retired, and then he started his own team, which is VR46.
Yeah.
They are a Ducati bike.
Right.
They weren't always,
I
but
don't
yeah.
see them on this article.
Because they haven't confirmed anything.
They haven't confirmed anything
Yeah,
yet.
but even on the teams that says to be confirmed, there's Castrol Honda. It's that one.
Enduro VR46. Yeah.
Right, I've found it. Yeah, right.
There's not a lot of money in bike racing, so all the teams have.
That's a crazy name.
Yeah.
Right. So back to Yamaha. So Martin has joined Yamaha.
Worst kept secret in MotoGP history.
God, yeah.
And that is also alongside.
He's going to struggle with this one.
Might do.
Agora.
Iagura.
And they both have contracts to the end of 2028 as well. So it looks like 2028 is going to be very interesting for
so next year is a new regulation cycle beginning. So I think everyone's on a 2-year because nobody wants to confirm or commit to a team for longer than 2 years.
I can guarantee Martin has an exit clause for 2027.
So all of that is fine. So what we've had change there is we've had Bagnaia go from factory Ducati to factory Aprilia. In his place is Pedro Acosta. We knew that was going to happen. That was also a
kind of
poorly kept
Mark's
secret.
prodigy, really.
And then Martin has gone from factory Aprilia to factory Yamaha. He's been trying to get out of that seat, despite currently leading the world championship in that seat.
Despite having the best bike on the grid.
Absolutely. He's been trying to get to factory Yamaha because he believes that they will have been spending a lot of time working on next year's regulations.
You also get extra engine development
and everything else.
Yeah.
He's joined by Iagura, who's also left Trackhouse. Trackhouse are yet to confirm any riders.
We're expecting, rumour, a completely new lineup.
Interesting.
That's the rumour that I've seen.
Interesting. So no Fernandez either.
No Fernandez. It's rumoured that he might go there or he might go to another. It's not confirmed which one.
Nope.
But it's looking like either a Ducati of kinds or a Honda.
Right. Okay.
But
cool.
Don't confirm.
So the only other team to have confirmed their lineup, it happened last night.
Either last night or I remember seeing it during the halftime break of the World Cup that I was watching.
Right.
So
is Gresini Ducati? Cam, who's at Gresini Ducati?
Joan Mir.
Correct.
And upcoming rookie, Daniel Holgado.
Right. So Gresini have signed a Moto2 rider who has yet to win a world championship.
He is, but have you seen him race?
He's impressive.
He is very impressive.
Very impressive.
Feels like a Costa
For
repeat.
context, Cam, Moto2 is like F2,
Yeah.
except it's its own championship in its own right.
You don't have to move up or down.
You don't have to move up. You can stay there forever.
All right. Yeah.
And they class their championships as world championships, whereas F2 championships are clarified as such.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an F2 champion.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
world champion. So Marx has something like 9 world championships because he also has 7 in MotoGP and then 1 in Moto2 and 1 in Moto3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan Mir is an interesting choice, the 2020 world champion.
It is. It's going to be interesting seeing him not in
Honda colours
Honda colours and going back
also
to
not
kind
crashing.
of
at every single race.
but kind of going back to a similar colour match that he had when he won his title because he was in blue.
Yeah.
Right.
And Danny Holgado will be interesting. I think a lot of the teams up and down the field have realised that actually rookies can just jump on a bike, like Moreira has shown it.
We've had Moreira, we've had obviously Agura, Fernandez,
Yep.
Acosta.
Yep.
It's kind of nice having, unlike Formula One, that MotoGP are looking at Moto2 and going, "Ooh,
Yeah.
talented riders, let's bring him in." Because Holgado
I
looks
suppose it's like riding
Excellent.
a bike, innit?
clap, 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 clap.
Excellent. So, given that Ducati and Aprilia have basically swapped riders, Yamaha, we know that Quartararo, we think he's going to Honda. We don't know yet. The only other team to have confirmed is Cam.
Castrol Honda have got one side of their team done.
Johan Zarco confirmed.
Yes.
LCR Honda.
It just says pending for 2027.
Yep.
So I'm guessing.
I can't see them not signing Moreira, given how well Moreira's done. The only way I can see them not signing Moreira is if the factory Honda team decide they want Moreira.
I think the choice with Honda is complicated depending on who they put in that factory seat.
We actually don't know if Zarco's ever going to be able to ride a bike again.
Yeah, because Marquez is back. Alex is back. After
Alex
that
is
crash.
back, but Zarco isn't.
Zarco isn't, and Zarco was caught up in a bike.
He got his foot stuck in between the rear wheel and the rear fairing of Bagnaya's Ducati and then went
somersaulting.
tumble. Do you remember that Flash game you used to be able to play where you could drag a stick man and he would go all floppy? Remember that?
We could track a stick.
It was like in the mid 2000s.
Do you remember Stickman on crack?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Wow.
It was like that.
I remember Happy Wheels.
It was like when you grab something by its foot and spin it.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
it was horrible.
I didn't play
So I actually don't know.
that. Reading here, though, it looks like Fabio Di Gianantonio is on the move. It doesn't say, it just says he's on the move.
Rossi wants to keep him, and I don't see why he wouldn't, because he's absolutely destroying all the rest of the Ducati riders this year.
Morbidelli has just gone vanishing.
Yep.
So
Nobody else confirmed. There's clearly a gap at KTM
massive gap,
from Acosta.
yeah.
I can't see Rince getting a ride anywhere.
Rumour is Superbikes
Yes.
for Rins.
Yeah. I can see KTM have a complete whitewash of new riders. Rumor is Alex Marquez is going to factory KTM.
Yep. Tech 3 is run by Gunther Steiner.
Gunther Steiner.
He's wanting a full...
He doesn't want Vinales anymore.
He wants a full creative control over basically how the team works.
Yeah. Aldeguer, interestingly, missing off that list. Do we think he's going to
VR?
I'm
in terms of, obviously, we don't want to speculate. We haven't got a speculation hat here, but in my opinion, I think LCR is probably going to stay quite similar. I think VR46 is Digia and Aldeguer.
okay. I'm writing this down.
Yeah.
Who do you think's at LCR?
Moreira still. I don't think, unless the factory team, HRC, has Moreira in the pipeline, because he's started to improve performances. It depends on when they make their decision, whether they made it earlier in the year or whether they made not.
Do you also think Fernandez is going to Honda?
Yeah.
Okay. Pramac, I'm pretty sure, will have Razgatlioglu.
I think they'll keep it similar. They're like Yamaha.
I'm not sure Miller makes it.
Yamaha have made it quite clear they like Miller.
And we also think that
So,
Marquez is going to KTM.
yeah.
Do you think they'll keep Bastianini?
No.
Okay. Do we think he's going anywhere interesting?
No.
Okay.
Too inconsistent.
Tech 3 is currently Binder's at factory, right?
Binder's at factory, yeah.
Do we think Binder stays at factory?
No.
They have to keep somebody. They can't have a completely new lineup, surely.
They
have to have some. It has to be Binder.
If they're going to put anyone, it's probably going to be Binder.
Okay, I'm putting Binder and Marquez up.
But it could be Vinales as well, I don't know.
I think Vinales makes it through this cut.
No.
Who else we got? Trackhouse. Who's going to be at Trackhouse?
Honestly, I think it might be just 2 Moto2s. Don't know who.
Who's on the current Moto2 grid?
There's a few that other teams have been linked with in the past when Moreira and Aldeguer were coming up, but
who's the guy who's winning everything at the minute? Manuel Gonzalez.
yes, Gonzalez.
Do you think he's going to be on the grid?
Who is he with now? That kind of determines.
Calex.
No, Trackhouse then.
Okay, I'll put that in. Anybody else?
Where do you think Marini's going? Because Mia's gone Gresini. Do you think Marini's...
Oh, I think Marini stays. I think Marini stays there.
Yeah.
Pramac, I can see them taking somebody like Bastianini.
Yeah.
Which leaves Tech 3 and Trackhouse. I don't know who to put there. Cam, as you're Googling, revealed anything that might be of interest?
So Reddit,
yeah.
They're for Trackhouse, they think Gonzalez and Bastianini.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
For KTM, they've got
Digia.
Yeah, Antonio and Marquez.
Yep.
Tech 3, Fernandez and Aguirre.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Honda Moreira. Is that right?
Senna ages.
Yeah, Moreira.
And Quartararo.
Oh, I completely forgot about Quartararo.
Yeah.
Quartararo, that makes more sense. And LCR, this guy thinks Zarco.
Yep.
And Alonso.
David Alonso, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm missing VR46 and Pramac.
Pramac, he thinks I have no chance with this name.
Razgat the Outlook.
Yeah. And Guevara.
Isan Guevara.
For VR47, he thinks Bulliga. And
of course, Bulliga's coming across because crikey. Morbidelli is supposed to be going to Ducati Superbikes.
And Aldeguer. So, shout out to Designer Front 9906. If he gets any of those right, fair play.
Yes, I can see Aldeguer staying in the Ducati family. I can see VR40. I can see Digia being like, I want to try something else because he's clearly not getting that factory Ducati ride that he wants. No. Even though he may well win the World Championship this year on a Ducati. But also, Bulliger's winning everything in World Superbikes at the minute, so he wants to try his hand over here.
I feel like that VR46 lineup is questionable without Digia in it. Digia just feels like that suits him in terms of his sort of, I guess, brand, really. Like, he just suits the Rossi yellow.
Yeah, but it looked good in orange.
And I feel like Quartararo going factory Honda is kind of fair. I just don't think Moreira will get the shot, really.
Mm-hmm. On the off chance that somebody is going to come into this room at 11:30, I'm going to end the podcast there.
Sure.
I want to thank you both for joining me again. for this week. And if you guys want to get in touch, please head over to our social links. I'll put the video in right here because my voice, I'm getting tired. Yep. All that's left to say is we will see you next week for the MotoGP news, and then it will start to be the mid-season reviews coming. Woo!
What would be a good one for the mid-season reviews? Why don't we get some predictions on driver lineups for F1?
Yes. And I thought you were going to say, why don't we get some beers? And I'm also down for that too.
I mean, if you're going to do it for F1, why do we not do it for MotoGP as well? Because
you don't drink beer.
That's my... I'm just a special guest here this time.
Because you don't drink beer. So
no, I don't.
But yeah, that'd be quite good to get some people's views on what's going to happen with the driver market, because if a big domino does fall like Max Verstappen, it's going to be very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
We never know what's going to happen with Lewis or Alonso either.
Anyway, we will see you next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.